Sonic the Hedgehog is about to make his theatrical debut in 2020 on Valentine's Day. And right now, everybody is talking about it. The trials and the tribulations that led to Sonic being in the position that he is now. And how this movie won the favor of audiences everywhere after initially alienating every single Sonic fan that's ever existed. But this is far from the first ever Sonic the Hedgehog movie. So in this series, I'm going to be taking a look back at this character's theatrical history, with the different Sonic feature films that didn't make it, or in some cases actually did. So sit back, relax, subscribe. We're going to be looking at Sonic movies. So the first leg of this journey comes in 1994 with Sonic the Hedgehog Wonders of the World from MGM and the Trilogy Entertainment Group. This cancelled Sonic movie would have been, like the new one, a combination of live action and CGI. And a treatment for this film was written by Richard Jefferies, who has since worked on Fantastic Four: Rise of the Silver Surfer and Tron Legacy. Prior to this, he'd worked on a number of obscure movies, and I get the feeling that Sonic the Hedgehog would have been his big break. He was pretty self-aware and even wrote a book about his lack of success. And it's safe to say he wasn't too happy about the Sonic cancellation. But we do at least have some information about what his Sonic story was and what this film would have been. So, Sonic Wonders of the World stars a brand new character called Josh, a human guy from our own world. He's the 12-year-old son of a divorced couple and he struggles in school. He has a paper to write, but he's got only one day left to do so or else he'll be punished by his teachers. So yeah, pretty high stakes plot right there. Evidently this was going to be a kid-centric movie and was trying to aim itself as far for the kid audience as possible. So after school, Josh goes to his father's apartment. His father is unemployed, but he's a tech genius who's invented a new supercomputer called the XRI, which stands for Extremely Radical Intelligence. Can you tell this was meant to be a kid's film from the 90s yet? The XRI is capable of projecting virtual reality and it contains artificial intelligence. After dinner, Josh's father Hal leaves to do some research on stuff, leaving Josh all alone with the Extremely Radical Intelligence. And I mean, if you were a little 12-year-old boy and you were left alone with a supercomputer called the Extremely Radical Intelligence, I'm pretty sure you would touch it. And so he figures, hey, I can use the XRI to finish my schoolwork. It fails to do this though, so Josh cuts off his losses and goes to play his favorite video game, Sonic Extreme, coming to stores near you. Oh. Never mind then. Now, while the XRI can't do Josh's homework for him, what it can do is pull video game characters into the real world, and it does just that with Sonic the Hedgehog. Now then, question. If the XRI could pull Sonic out of the game, does this mean that every single copy of Sonic Extreme no longer works because there's no Sonic? Ha! Joke's on you kids, you gotta play as Tails now, no refunds. But also, if this machine is an artificial intelligence and virtual reality machine, does that mean that Sonic's not even in this film? Is this not just like a digital avatar for him? I'm questioning this way too much. At the end of the day, it is a 90s film featuring a computer called the Extremely Radical Intelligence. I'm sure this would have been a cult classic with a name like that. So as stated, this was going to be a CGI and live action hybrid movie, much like the Sonic movie we've got in 2020. But this film was planned to go into production in 1995. That's at the time Toy Story 1 was released. So I would imagine that Sonic would be pretty basic looking. So the confused Sonic panics, causing a mess in Hal's apartment, but Josh reassures him, creating a bond between the two characters. One problem though, Sonic cannot survive in the real world. His powers are draining the entire time he's there, and things go from bad to worse when Dr. Robotnik is also brought out into the real world, followed by his badniks. Sonic runs off, causing a path of destruction in his wake, and now that Robotnik is out of the game, does that not surely eliminate the entire objective of Sonic Extreme? Millions of copies of Sonic Extreme across the world just got bricked. Maybe that's why the game was cancelled. Presumably Dr. Robotnik would have also been CGI. So Hal returns to find the mess in his home made by Sonic, but Josh's mother Lisa comes to pick him up, causing a major argument with neither parent believing Josh that Sonic did this. I'm getting an adults are awful vibe from this movie. They could rename it to Sonic OK Boomer. Sonic tracks down Josh and helps him escape from his mother's house without her noticing. Together, Sonic and Josh devise a plan to stop Dr. Robotnik's scheme by searching for the Chaos Emeralds, which exist in our own world as well, well, but are hidden, encased in rocks. Upon discovering the Chaos Emeralds, Sonic uses the power of the emeralds to temporarily restore his health, and while he's at it, he gives Josh a little taste of Chaos Control, which Josh uses to finish his schoolwork in supersonic speed. But that's all he gets to do because Sonic stubbornly tells Josh that he's not ready to use the Chaos Emeralds. So basically, if you're nothing without the emeralds, then you shouldn't have them. So Dr. Robotnik's plan gets underway. He starts his own company called Shady Corporation. He's hoping he would have changed the name later on. And he uses it to buy an abandoned amusement park, which he reopens under the name of Botnik Land. Well, that doesn't sound bad. It's just an amusement park. I mean, what's the worst that could happen? All seems pretty kosher. And strangely enough, the idea of Dr. Robotnik wanting to become a theme park tycoon seemed to be adopted in later video games from Sonic Adventure onwards. It all gets a bit dark though when Robotnik begins roboticizing a bunch of school bullies and calls them his bully bots. Dr. Robotnik orders the bully bots to find the Chaos Emeralds. Keeping in with our adults are bad theme for this movie, Hal reluctantly joins forces with Dr. Robotnik as the main research developer and designer for the amusement park. Dr. Robotnik develops a VR ride using the XRI as the ride's main attraction. Man, this film was way ahead of its time. VR rides works. So Sonic and Josh discover that this theme park ride using the VR from the XRI is being used to roboticize the children of the park, transforming them into Dr. Robotnik's patented Kinderbots. The purpose of the Kinderbots? Also to find the Chaos Emeralds. Okay, fair enough, they all do the same thing. It's pretty inconvenient that Dr. Robotnik does just fine in our own world. Maybe it's because he's a human and we have humans here, whereas anthropomorphic hedgehogs we don't. I got no idea what the logic behind this is. Now things get from bad to worse. Somehow, Dr. Robotnik plans to use the XRI to reproduce the 7 wonders of the world and include them in his theme park as digital replicas for profit. The most dastardly evil plan of all, capitalism. I really don't get what's so sinister about this, and this is the main plot point that the film is named after. It's called Sonic Wonders of the World, and the 7 wonders of the world are treated as the peak of Dr. Robotnik's evil scheme, which is to make VR replicas of the wonders of the world. I'm pretty sure someone's already done that at some stage. I'm pretty sure that on the Soarin' ride at Epcot you see a number of different wonders of the world. It may not be VR, but it's pretty similar. Damn you, Walt Disney. I don't know, maybe this film had some kind of social commentary that was anti-Disneyland, who knows? It's obviously meant to be a kid's movie. I'm overthinking this. So the bully bots capture Sonic and Josh. Josh manages to only just escape, but Sonic is captured and a grand chase ensues, with the bully bots chasing after Josh. When going to rescue Sonic from Dr. Robotnik, Josh activates the XRI, sending Sonic, himself, and Dr. Robotnik into the world of Sonic Extreme. I don't know, maybe he just brought his Sega Saturn with him. I don't know, don't lecture me on this. Now, to be honest, that does sound kinda cool, the idea of going back to Sonic's world for one final showdown. But I'd imagine there'd be some pretty janky green screen in there. Oh, who am I kidding? This whole film was gonna be janky. Although it did reportedly have a budget of $105 million, which at the time made this MGM's most highly funded picture. Now, because obviously they're back in Sonic's world, Sonic is back at full power again, and yeah, he's able to defeat Dr. Robotnik. I'm not sure how things work with Josh. Would his power have drained if he stayed in that world too long? Who knows? It's not explored as far as we know. Dr. Robotnik swears he'll be back and that he's not done yet, in typical Dr. Robotnik fashion. But of course, because Sonic can't survive in the real world, this is where he has to say goodbye to Josh. Okay, question, how does Josh get back? The XRI isn't in the Sonic Extreme world. Or is it? Again, we don't really have a proper script to go by, we just have what's online. I'm overthinking this, it's obviously a kid's movie, extremely radical intelligence and all that. Bully bots. What will Derek Savage come up with next? So, I'm pretty sure that the goodbye scene between Sonic and Josh would have made everybody cry. I'm sure it would have been the saddest moment in cinematic history. That's what I've got written down in my notes. It is the saddest scene in cinematic history. Everything is restored back to normal. The Kinderbots, they all go back to being gross kids. Josh promises Hal that he will never touch his enticingly named invention ever again. The extremely radical intelligence will remain in the hands of responsible adults from now on. I'm just imagining this giant sort of arcade machine looking thing with flames along the side of it, like extremely radical intelligence. I can't do it. I can't deal with that. That's the They should have just named this film Sonic Extremely Radical Intelligence. It's a bigger plot point than the Seven Wonders of the World, which gets resolved pretty quickly. Seriously, the whole Seven Wonders thing is hardly Robotnik's most evil plan. Maybe he just wanted Stevie Nicks to see them. Maybe that's all part of the plan. Maybe she was going to make a path to the Rainbow's End and that's where Dr. Robotnik wanted to go. Tell you what, given that Dr. Robotnik's amusement park was kind of world-themed, surely rather than Botnik Land, they could have called it Egg Kart. So in one final, absolutely and utterly tear-jerking, heart-wrenching moment, as Josh goes to play Sonic Extreme, Sonic's character model looks back at him and winks, as he proceeds to be under the control of Josh once again, for Josh to kill him many times, because Sonic, being a video character, is definitely going to die a few times. Think of how much pain he must go through every time there's a game over screen. There's a lot of connotations that go with a plot like this. But hey, this is where the story ends. So, this story was pitched to Sega of America and they loved it. However, Vice President of Sega of America, Shinobu Toyoda, I'm sorry, I've probably absolutely massacred the pronunciation of that, suggested that Dr. Robotnik be removed from the story in favor of a meaner, stronger enemy to give the series a brand new villain. And why? Why? Who wants to see Sonic fight anyone else other than Dr. Robotnik? The entire story is dependent on Dr. Robotnik, with the roboticization in the roller coaster and all the VR elements. It's all about Robotnik. Robotnik's like the secondary main character of this game, and if you wanted it to tie in with the Sonic Extreme video game, which presumably Dr. Robotnik would have been the main villain of, then surely go figure. Maybe he would go on to Battle Infinite instead because he's not weak. Okay, well, for the sake of clarity, MGM decided to cancel the film because, screw it, I guess. The film was pitched to a number of other studios, including DreamWorks, so I guess we should be happy this film was cancelled, because this film would have been so popular that DreamWorks would have no reason to make Shrek, and then we'd have no memes. The writer, Richard Jefferies, blamed Hollywood politics for the film's cancellation, with different studios wanting to take more than their fair share of the film's profits. Doesn't that sound familiar? Other reasons for the cancellation was that the focus groups weren't responding well to the 3D evolution of the character, and that Sonic's heyday was well behind him. Now, it's kind of interesting that they cancelled the project back then because the character's heyday was behind them, when look at the climate now. Sonic's most notable release in like the past 5 years has been a racing game. Well, that was the first attempt at making a Sonic the Hedgehog movie tie-in. I'll be back next time to discuss the film planned by everyone's favorite author and artist in the Sonic the Hedgehog comic series, Ken Penders. He actually came up with a pitch for his own Sonic the Hedgehog movie, and it is as unintentionally comedic as you could possibly hope. But for now, what do you think of Sonic the Hedgehog Wonders of the World? Comment below and discuss, and as always, if you enjoyed this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to hit subscribe, hit the like button, and in the description below are links to my Patreon and my Discord server. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and until the next time, go away. Oh, hey gang, look at this! Channel Goat is back, but he's got bad news. His computer was hacked by the Adzinco gang, and they leaked his private information, and now his goat cojones are there for everybody to see. Ah man, that's quite a predicament you got there, Channel Goat, and the thing is, you're not the only one. Do you know how many people get hacked per year and have their personal information and data spread online for all to see? A lot. Like, look it up. And I know what the rest of you are thinking. It hasn't happened to me, yet. Well, emphasis on yet. I mean, how old are you? Right, now how long is the average human lifespan? That's a lot of time that you could get hacked in. And by the time that's done, everybody is gonna know what your pee-pee looks like. Do you really want that? Do you really want the world to see your pee-pee? You run that risk every single day, guys. Seriously, hackers, pretty talented people. Which is why I, for one, use NordVPN to protect my private information and my Nords. It shuffles your data so that it can't be found by hackers, but not only that, it can also unlock the worldwide range of Netflix. And like, who wouldn't want that, right? Now you can really maximize your subscription. The fact is, guys, you could save yourself the stress and a lawsuit by simply browsing with NordVPN. And I've made it easy for you. A link is in the description below. And this subscription comes with a promise. Nobody has to know what you're into anymore. You little furry you. Anyway, sign up today. Seriously, do it. Please? For your sweet little puppy? This video is brought to you by Zentai for all your cosplay needs. Link is in the description below and they are very cool and good. Cosplay your favorite characters or send in one of your own designs. Affordable prices and very high quality. Made to order and made to measure. But most of all, made to be heckin' awesome, if you couldn't already tell. Guys, can you believe where we are now and where we started? How long ago it was that Channel Pup, or Channel Go even, came about? Because it really wasn't that long when you think about it. Can you believe the amount of support I've received from this community, from all of you subscribing to the channel and everything? It's unreal. It's a dream come true for me. But behind the YouTubers you watch usually comes a bit of a truth, is that they're often dirt poor. Now, I've had the good fortune of being able to grow this YouTube channel and hopefully turn it into a career, but I'm gonna need a little bit of help along the way, to even the odds, to make ends meet, so that I can use all of the possible time that I have to make videos for you guys, as opposed to doing something mundane, for barely enough money to make it worth its while. I've done all that. I've lived that life. The fact is, together we all built Channel Pup. We made it what it is today, and I want to keep the ball rolling on that. I don't ever want to stop doing this, because this is the most gratifying job I've ever had, and I think the most pleasurable hobby anyone could ever have. I don't take any of the support that I receive from you guys for granted, but if in any way you're wondering if maybe you could do a little more for the channel even, then I want to direct you to the Patreon link in the description below. It would mean the world to me to have your support via Patreon. It can help me to make ends meet, it can help me to better my content, it can help me to have more time to really work on this stuff. But you know what, I'm not just gonna take your support and run. No way, Jose. In the Patreon, you can access exclusive videos via the Pups Project Room playlist, where you can see different projects that I've been working on or have worked on that have either not made it to YouTube for general viewing or have been cancelled, or, well, you can get a little view of the process that goes behind the Channel Pup videos and productions. As well as that, you tend to get advanced previews of the bigger Channel Pup projects, our tentpole event projects. If you've seen Marvelous Tales of Spider-Man, you'll be aware that that was released on the Patreon first, and 20 days later approximately was released for general viewing on YouTube. That's not the only time I'm gonna do this. But you know what? If you can't do the Patreon, or are just not interested in doing the Patreon, I fully understand. Like, it's still a big ask in my opinion. And what counts most is your support. So, as always, thank you so much, guys. I've been Channel Pup, and I will think of a better catchphrase next time. Now, please leave me alone!